Shatoetry? Is that right?
Shatoetry, yeah. It's an app, and it's very imaginative, very... actually, there's nothing like it out there. I read words. You, the app owner, choose the words, choose the delivery, and then you can send it as a message that you want to send, but with my voice.
Throw a few out at us, and Corey will try to repeat.
What?
Well, give us an example. Maybe I can try to. I can do the voice. Maybe. Do you think?
Throw a few
do the
words
voice.
out.
No, but you got. But your voice is too deep and round and voluminous. You got to sort of go through your nose.
Yeah. More through my nose. I can talk. Maybe I can wiggle my nose.
I think he's saying you can't do the
now you got it. Now you got it.
You think maybe a little bit like that?
Now turn to your left and say "I love you" through your nose.
I couldn't. I think she'll slap me if I do that in the HR department. Come running from the next room.
All right.
Well, let me ask you about this, because there's something about your character from even before Star Trek days, right? Where people, it's both an appeal to you, but this whole reality thing is so interesting to me because, in the Priceline stuff, you bring out this comedy and it works and connects with people. Do you have a sense of what that is so that you're able to recreate that in all the different kinds of roles that you do?
No. Do I have a sensibility about what I'm doing? Yes and no. An actor should be both conscious and unconscious of it. So aware but unaware. Otherwise, if you're too aware, you're self-conscious. If you don't know what you're doing, it's happenstance. It can happen or not happen. So you're working on multiple levels.
So you've had such a long and storied career. Why this reality show and why now?
Oh, the reality show. Well, the reality show is really interesting. DIY came to me and said, how would you like us to update your house? And much to my chagrin, the house needed updating, and it was like a wish fulfillment. My wife is saying, we need new appliances, and I'm saying, all right, we'll get the appliances. And she's, I'd like to break this wall down. You want to break that wall down? And all of a sudden, there is DIY saying, we'll do all this for you and put it on camera. And they did, and it's fantastic. The result is every homeowner's dream. I'd like, and they say, okay, done, by somebody else. Somebody else gets it, somebody else puts it in, somebody makes it work, somebody else cleans it up. It's wish fulfillment, really. That's the show that's being titled Shatner Project, and that'll be on the DIY network in October. But there is something even more relevant and more progressive than that. On April 24th, at a movie theater in your neighborhood, and wherever that neighborhood is across the country, this one-man show that I did on Broadway, and I toured Canada, Australia, and most of the United States, is on in movie theaters. So on April 24th at 7 o'clock at a movie theater near you, for the price of a movie ticket, you can see this really acclaimed one-man show, and you can find how to buy tickets at the theater near you at either shatnersworldcinema.com or fathomevents.com. Those two areas, apps websites will let you know how to buy a ticket in your neighborhood. It's really worthwhile. You'll have a great evening's entertainment. Please.
So this world of apps and websites, of smartphones, our show, Bloomberg West, is all about technology and innovation and business. And I suppose you've probably given a lot of thought to this, because Star Trek obviously touched such a nerve with so many people for decades now. Hell, it's been almost 50 years. And I wonder, why do you think people love technology so much? Why do they see the future in gadgets so much?
Well, that's a fascinating subject to which I'm applying myself at this very moment. The moment before I came here, I was arranging something. The moment I leave here, I'm arranging something. You notice I stumbled over the words app and website. In a business venture that I'm starting, and the results of which will be out maybe by the end of the year, an app that ties to a website that feeds you pictorial and verbal information, so that all those separate applications combined. It's this whole new technology. Bloomberg, when it began, was bright, spanking new idea. It's now matured, and you guys are progressing. But there's so much more out there. I sat at a table last week with 3 kids who were popular on Vine. Okay? Now, I've been doing a lot of tweeting with 149 characters and somehow getting around that to make a more detailed message. These kids were the most popular people at where I was for their 6 seconds of communication on Vine. They didn't know who I was, and I didn't know who they were. I mean, there is such a turmoil going on in this industry, in this communication. There's such a burgeoning thing going on that we're barely able to see the horizon.
And you are big on Twitter, though. You recently quit Twitter, then came back and unquit. I think your fans were pretty upset about that. What happened there, and why come back?
There was... Well, come back so I can tell my Twitter audience and every other audience, April 24th is a very important date. You'll love it. That was the reason. There was a terrible mix-up, and the story is too disorganized to tell you, except that I quit and then came back on within moments of it, and it just got away from me. But I never intended to quit. It's too important.
Last question, William. Of all the roles you've played, what's your favorite?
That's not a progressive question. That's an old question. Talking to you, how's this? Talking to you this morning is my favorite moment of the day.
Oh. That's wonderful. Thank you.
Pretending to be amused with
and the
me.
day's not
acting.
over. And the day's not over. Now turn to your left and say "I love you" through your nose.
Oh, he's really trying to get us to do that.
Emily, you ready?
Oh, all right.
So really?
All right. Legendary actor William Shatner, thank you so much for joining us on Bloomberg West.